Started.
Alrighty, I do not know if you can hear me, but this is. Let me see if I can actually. Hmm. Give me a second. La 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 la. You can probably hear me. Um. Hmm. Alrighty. I hope you can hear me. But if you can't, that's fine. So this is, well, let me see, statistics. Yeah, I spent about 16 days, well, nearing 16 days on this. So that's almost 2 weeks of playtime. And I mean, that's been dragged out through, it hasn't just been done through 2 weeks. That'd be insane to me. But yeah, so this is a 1.12 modified mod pack that I've been playing for longer than I can remember, really, because I can't find the real date because this is the world from my old computer. I don't know who will see this, but I'm pretty sure that I will show my brother. So, I mean, so yeah, this computer, I mean, this game in itself is basically being kept on life support by my computer. And, you know, I reached the end of the pack, but then again, lag spikes and server issues have been always a problem. And, the old bases cause a lot of lag, so I've tried nuking them, as one does, but there's only so much I can do in older mod packs to reduce lag. So yeah, this is the first base. You don't know what all these mod packs are probably if you're my brother, but see, it's pretty bad. Pretty sure the server time is, I think, cut in fourths. It's getting pretty bad, but I move quite fine, and well, blocks aren't breaking well right now, but yep, this is the home that I used to stay in. This is like a portal to another world, but to reduce lag, I kind of broke the portal frames. If you notice, I can actually fly. I'll get to that later. It's not cheaty as it sounds. It's really hard to actually obtain what I'm doing. As you can see, it's just another lag spike. But yeah, so as you can see, there's like above on top of the screen, you'll see waiting for server. I've, I've really never been known how to fix that necessarily. As you see, chunks just don't load. It's very tedious to get it to move the way I want it to, and as it stands, there's no possible way for me to fix it because this is an old mod pack. It's taken a couple beatings, so I wanted to document this because I'm at the end of the pack. Well, self-proclaimed end of the pack. So I'd like to document it. So, I mean, I'm not going to destroy the world necessarily, but I'm definitely not going to play it as much as it's not very fun if you can't really. I mean, it's bearable to play, but to somebody who hasn't played at all, it's quite frustrating, especially with this lag spikes. But I think so. You saw the other bases. This one used to be made of white plastic. It was very, very simple, very basic. It had a smeltery. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It had a smeltery. I don't have a smeltery in my old base, in my new base, but I had never found a use for it because I have all the machines that just do it way better. This used to be a huge nuclear. production facility, and above this is it's grounds for a mod called Astral Sorcery, which uses moonlight to do magic and stuff. But I don't know if the attunement altar will be. Oh yeah, it's working. So yeah, you can just basically all you need to know is that if you step in this, I'm already attuned to something. I'll get the book that shows you later. But yeah, so you just throw like a rock crystal. Let me see if I have a spare rock crystal. No, I don't. That sucks. But yeah, I moved a lot of the stuff. This is an Enderman farm, but it's causing so much lag that I just had to stop it. I tried moving it with spatial pylons, but that didn't work. And this is just the observatory, which I don't know if works anymore because this is an old pack. A lot of things aren't functional. Because of this bastard right here. I don't know why I didn't move that. But no, it's what this thing produces that caused a lot of the lag. It was not fun dealing with that. So yeah, that's Astral Sorcery. Over there, all those beehives used to be my main source of resources, but I just got better stuff, I guess. Oh, okay. We gotta wait for it's a lot to load, to be fair. The sheer amount of stuff, like before this, on my old computer, it was like better than this without this behemoth. But once I have this, it's kind of really hard to manage how fast something goes. So, it's fun while it lasted, but this thing will not last long. Even with my new beefy computer, it's just gonna keep on getting more resource demanding. As you can see, Loli ASM, the amount of strings being processed is abnormal. Like, I'm at like 530 million right now, and the processor and all that stuff, the server is the main issue. My computer is handling it just fine, necessarily, but it's just the sheer amount of stuff that is just being constantly loaded that is just eating up all of the server's resources. And the only way to fix that would be to take this world file and player data, put it into another computer, and host it through that computer, and then use this computer to run all the graphical and processing, which might make it work better, but necessarily I do not know if that's a surefire way, and it's a lot of work for something I'm very unsure of. So I'll just show you the things I worked on. So this right here is a huge cube of reinforced stone, because in the center of this is one of the dangers to this base, and it is a nuclear reactor. And it's depleted right now, it's off, but if this thing were to explode, this is a failsafe to stop it from spreading anything. And this is Astral Sorcery. It's got really nice animations, but this basically goes through this, and I can put you can link these wirelessly, and it'll speed up any machine, not any machine, but most of the machines, and it's been helpful for like ore processing. It's gonna be very hard to get through all this for somebody who doesn't even know what modded is, but yeah, I think so. We'll get to that part later. This is the newest edition, but it didn't take me too long. It took me a couple hours because at this point, the only resource that I do not have a lot of is time itself. So these huge masses it's an ocean biome, but what I have done is I had used a quarry, and they edited the recipe in the pack, so it's a lot more expensive than it was, but I removed large quantities of the water and replaced it with dirt, and I put a topsoil layer of lemongrass just because I thought it looked nicer than 1.12 vanilla grass. And then I use it to host what I like to call just the recreational island and the industrial island. It's got some industrial stuff over here, but that's just because I didn't have enough space over there. So over here, it's pretty massive actually. I don't know the exact proportions, but for scale that's a creeper. And it's just a lot of stuff. So these are 3 fusion reactors. I use it to produce one resource, which I don't even use it, I don't think. I have lots of, it's called Naquadah, which is supposed to be used for a reactor, but I don't feel like making it anymore. This pack, RegTech, it was what I added. It's just busy work to be busy work. There's nothing to it. There's better options. I don't know why I installed the pack, but it makes the pack more challenging, I guess. It makes you like have to use machines to to make blocks, which is a bit of a hassle considering how much automation this world hosts. And basically, the purpose of this island is to, one, explore all the mods, and two, to automate the end goal, which I'll get to later. This is going to be a very long video. So here are the fusion reactors, but I think my pride and joy lies in this building right here. It's about 4 chunks of stuff, and it's just a basic building. But if I were to remove this from the world, I'm pretty sure my performance would just skyrocket to astronomical proportions because there's a lot of stuff in this. Oh, and all these things, you see these little blocks in there. It's radiation scrubbers, and that's because I have a lot of nuclear tech going on, and if I don't, then at the bottom left corner you'll see my radiation level. It's pretty high, but yeah, it's 2 doors. I got like a little, this is just more automation. I ran out of space, and I just wanted to look neater. Oh, whoops. Yeah, these are like custom doors. You can like put any block in it. I just put some dark oak wood. So in here, you meet like the main cause of the lag, and you might not see any chests anywhere because this thing is my chest. And I think at the moment, let me get some, you can search up anything, which is really nice. So let me get some, I want to lower my radiation levels so I don't die. Not like I can die though. So at the moment, I've stopped all my machines that would flood this system with items, but as it stands, we are sitting at over 100 million items. And basically, anything that I want to do goes through here. Whether it's crafting, this thing stores liquids even, just to help with the craftings. And of course, it's got a lot of patterns. Here you can see all the recipes that I made. You can't see them, but because there's like a graphical error, but there are tons and tons. It lags my computer at so many recipes. So this is, I got bored one day, and it's a little nice area, but let's say, I made a protection system even though it's a single player world. But you press this button, and it builds reinforced glass. I can't get in. I can easily break it with this, but the idea is somebody with like a weaker pickaxe could not get into it, and I'd probably notice before they got into it. And then this under here removes it so I can access it. But these are crafters, and all the way around you'll see crafters, and some of them don't have anything in it. I just wanted to get all the machines. But this is just the core of the base. Without it, it's nothing. So, got more machines up here. These are some industrial apiaries because there's a specific drop from the bees that I need for something. Get to that once we get to the main thing. This is ore duplication, and so I ran out of chemicals because, I nuked my old base, which had the chemical plant, which is unfortunate, but, I can probably craft something that could give me infinite supply of it since I have that power now. But, these pump sulfuric acid, this washes the ore. It's a 1 to 5 ratio, so you put in 1 ore and you get 5 ingots out, which is really nice, but it takes a long time. So it's like you're trading time for yield, and this is like a 8 times, but it only works for some resources necessarily. So, and this is just the compressor for all the blocks. It's pretty slow. And I produce a lot of power. I've currently had to shut down my reactor, so let me show you that. This is a lot of stuff. So this is a fusion reactor, and this massive laser, which is normally charged up, I removed the cables because it caused lag. It would shoot a beam in here and it'd use all the fuel. And actually, I don't have a hull room, which is it's like a little thing it hits to start the reaction, but this removed a lot of the lag once I removed it, but it produced a ton of power. This is a little rocket station. Never got to it, but it's fully functional. This is a failed spawner room. But anyways, back to whatever this was. So, go around. This is just a lot of shit. And yeah, I at the moment use so much power. So that is 729,000 FE per tick. That's 729 or 730k RF FE per tick. And to put that in perspective, I'm pretty sure at a base rate, this produces around 2.3 million, which it's water cooled, so it would go through that huge steam reactor over there, and it would produce a lot more than that, but this takes a ton of power, because there's like an ungodly amount of crafters. But the most straining thing on here is I'll show you later, but it's basically the transmitters, and I got 40 of them. But yeah, this manages so you can access it. It's very secure for no reason. I just got bored. And this is like special glowstone, which is just some more designs. It's from a mod called Chiseled, and this keeps like mobs from spawning. And if they do, it just pushes them away. But up here, let me see, is where the main resources. I had to turn it off because this is like the main lag source. But it's powered by Californium RTGs, which takes heat and turns it into steam, which makes power all in one block. And that produces UU matter, which I have at the moment, like 50 million. You can rewind and see how much I had. But this is coal coke. All this, there's tons of furnaces behind here. It just produces a lot of steel, which is a very heavily used resource by me. And this is in scripter for like, I don't use, so there's applied energistics and there's refined storage. I use refined storage because I'm not stupid. Others might argue that it's better, but I like refined. But I needed this for automation to create the end game item. So this is a potion brewer thing. So yeah, and so you think this is the first floor, but there was also a basement, and so hold on. So you can view around. You just see all the like nasty parts of it, but this is like the huge machines that I have that process my resources. Oh, sorry. So yeah, it just processes a lot of stuff. This produces things necessary for the in-game item. Yeah. In here, this is another huge waste of power, and it creates dimensions based on it's like so it can create like a dimension full of diamond blocks, but it costs so much power that it's just ludicrous amounts of power. I can barely keep it open because of the energy transfer rate that's required. But yeah, all this is just automation, and here's more of it. I did a little sneaky, like there's a lot of things you can do with this system to automate things, and basically I made it to where anything I want that's relevant I can have just basically at a click of a button. Granted, it does take time, but I have the resources. Nothing's an issue for me. This opens packs of cards that are needed for something. And then here's an enchanting room, but it automatically enchants for me. More automation. This is my armory. So this can't fly, this can't fly, this can't fly, this can fly. I'm pretty sure. No, it can't. But it does give me a lot of buffs. God, I'm not used to going this slow. Oh, wait. I think it gives me slow fall. I don't know. Or maybe it's just super laggy in my room. Alright. But this is a set that I like to wear. I'll get to it. It's very complicated. So this is robes. This one can't fly. This one can fly. I don't like it though. This one just looks nice. Can't fly. This can fly. This can fly. This is an upgraded version of this, but it's very in-game. And this is just like solar powered, and it flies with a jetpack. But this one and the one I have on are the main ones that I use, because this one, if I take it on and off, I can hit a button and I just start no clipping. So I don't want to spoil anything. So basically, it lets me work on this. Like this is there's like a gap, and that's where all the circuitry is to make it look nice. It's so many wires. But yeah, it flies upwards very nicely, unlike the one that I was wearing just before this. But it doesn't have any of the buffs like night vision, so it's kind of annoying. So I keep this one on for the most part. So this isn't floor when I use it as a floor, but this is a massive thing. 16 by wait. Yeah, 16 by 16 by 16 or 17, and it is the heart of the crafting operations. It's so big that it takes less than a tick to craft anything, no matter how big. It will crash the game, however, if I like try to make like something this thing right here, if I queue more than 10, the game just gives up. It's just like nope. But this is the column where all my stuff is processed. It's got cables in it. I just try to make it look really nice. Got carpet. I just try to, and it's well lit, so mobs don't spawn. And this is the the defense system that I showed you. This puts the glass down. This breaks the glass, and it's wireless redstone. So yeah, that's basically all this. This took a long time because the inner workings of this took super long. I don't remember how long, but it is my pride and joy in this world. So I did a little fun thing where it's like this is all like aesthetic, but it's like tungsten walls and it's scaffolding. It looks like it's holding it together. It's not really. It looks nice in my opinion. So that first base I showed you. Oh, these are gonna hatch chickens. That's not good. No, they didn't hatch. I guess they're infertile. Okay, so yeah, the chickens you see here are in fact special as they were found in my old base. They set upon this exact composter. I just left them there. And but they're very old. I mean, they're old as the server. So, yeah, they're just here. And for some reason, them being in this like glitches their AI to where they just can't ever move again. But Goose and Sour Clunkington. And yeah, so I recently gave it flowers and some wooded areas, so it just looks a bit nicer rather than just meh. So over here, oil refinery. Don't really use it that much because I'm passive use of oil for my power. More apiaries down this well is something cool. But here is where I automate this material and this material, so it blesses the blocks, then it removes it based on the instructions I gave it. And that's part of one of the automations. But here, you played Sky Factory 4, Spencer. So this is Essence. And here is, I think, one or two of each of every single plant possible. And it's got the growth accelerators all the way down through bedrock. So it goes super fast. That's why I have it off, because it will cause lag, and it causes a lot of lag. I have this going because gold, quartz, and diamonds is my most needed resources at the moment. I might turn it off since I have so much now. But each of these are my main resource productions. This produces all types of ores and resources, but it's very expensive to make these, and it mines through like a non-existent realm, like below bedrock. So it's basically infinite resources as long as I give it like a gob ton of power. So yeah, this is more automation. I'll get to it. I keep on saying that, but I really need to get to the main part of this. So down here, through the well, kind of destroy this area, but you see how the bedrock's missing. I can actually, this world breaker, if I shift right click, it turns into a hammer. This can break bedrock. Not directly, I can't like actually hit it. Oh, shit. I didn't know I can do that. Well, it can. And basically it's like, I think 15 by, no, I don't know how big, but mine's a huge area. And I don't want to keep on doing that because I might destroy something important. But this is made like ember productions. Embers rekindled, and it just creates a lot of stuff for the mod. And this heat is just all decrepit stuff. It used to look a lot nicer, but I forgot that I destroyed it. But let's actually, so this is advanced dislocator. I can shift right click and it shows all my waypoints. So refined storage, I can just go back to my base. It takes inner pulses fuel. So here we have these same space chamber things, and this builds a preset loadout to make soul shards using diamonds. I need to refill this kind of. This lets me wirelessly access the system. So this is a huge infusion array, and this helps with all this. Okay, so enough chitter chatter. The main reason for all of this area, nothing in this area except like maybe a couple things is not necessary, but what the main purpose of this is to do is create something called the all the wait AT, ATM star. So the ATM star is basically you what what so it's sorry, people are texting me. So it's basically the end game. So except for these are all custom implemented things. So let's see. So basically, the ATM star is what I sought to automate. So each one of these take core concepts of all the mods and combine it into one item. So the easiest was the Industrium. So you got these fluxed armor platings, which is from basically thermal expansion, but it's like an add-on to it. So I mean, this is relatively easy to make. All I needed was the Ludicrite, which took well, this is edited, but it took Enderium, Plutonium, Draconium, Gaia Spirit, Blocking Sand. It took a lot of resources, but with my nuclear reactor, a Gaia farm right there, I basically automated it, and it all is thrown into this arc furnace, which is powered and automated. I don't think I need to replace anything, but it basically takes this nuclear fuel, octane, which comes from a different dimension, tungsten, and athium, which is huge miners that I was talking about. That's where it comes from. And it takes the industrium and it creates the first part of the thing. So that's the first easiest one. The second easiest is this. And I say this, well, resource-wise, it's the most expensive, definitely, but it doesn't require as much automation. So this thing right here, all these weird flesh things you see are mob farms, and basically, I have it disabled, but this one produces Enderman drops using a lot of power, and it gives me Dimmet parcels, which I need to create this thing, Dimmet control circuit, and it's really rare. So I don't know how many I have in the system. Let me see. Even with this going on for like a really long time, I only have 179, which is more than I need, but it's just really rare. And the machine that I showed you, this thing opens the dimlets in it, and this processes the pipes needed for the this is the pipes, and then this UU matter is what I showed what was produced, and this is the main. These two are the main things. So if I, all right, well, let's just show you this. So this is what the ME it uses both mods, and it's just basically the stuff you make to like store the stuff. I don't think I have an example of it. Let me see. So yeah, you put things into a disk drive and it lets you store more items, so there's a limit. So, and it just requires 64, which is a max for the base mod. So then it requires 4 times compressed block of redstone. To put that in perspective, that is, you take 9 redstone and you make a redstone block, then you take 9 redstone blocks and you take that and make it 1 times compressed, and you take 9 of those to make it 2 times, and you take 9 of those to make it 3 times, and 9 of those to make it 4 times. This takes virtually like a lot of redstone. I mean, I have lots of way to produce it. Like this can produce anything. Well, a lot of the core resources, but with it being close to 1 million, it can produce. Let me see where it is. Yeah, it can produce 24 per 4 of them, so it's pretty good conversion. So redstone really wasn't an issue, but this Galgadorian thing, absolute hell. It required so many mob drops, it was insane. but the seeds that I had made it really easy. Not really easy, but it's just easier. So that only creates 2 small clumps. And that requires a full block of diamond for just 2 small clumps. And then you gotta mix that, and you make one of them, and that's your fine. Then you gotta compress it into one. So it's a lot of automation that had to go into that. And then this, thankfully I don't have to recreate Schwarzschild Sphere, because dear God, it required a whole lot of TNT. So basically it required a singularity, which is very hard enough to get, because you need to have like, I think you need to take a drive that has like over like 1,000,000 items in it, and then just like blow it up, and it creates a singularity. But this is 4 times compressed TNT and 4 times compressed nether brick and obsidian, which is really hard to get. And this took a while to create. I accidentally created, I think, let me see. What was it called? Yeah, I actually made a second one, so that was unfortunate. So, and then that's it. And then energy core, biggest issue of my life, because I had to make these rainbow generators, which are like a ton of all the other, and it just, I think I had like 27 different recipes just to make half of it. Most of this stuff in here, it's just all making the stupid furnaces and stuff. But that's not as resource consuming as you'd think. And then these inflictor gems, which are pretty hard, because I had to get into a lot of the mods to automate it, like XNet, it's like round robin distribute. It's terrible. It produces, I don't even want to explain it. It took me a very long time to make this, but it works like clockwork. I have it off right now because like it creates lag. I don't want to create lag. So that's off, and of course the quad mox fuel rod, I already have that, but this was the main issue. This stuff takes you gotta kill a dragon to like make 4 of these blocks. It's absurd. All these are just, it takes nether stars. Like to make 1 core, so let's see. Wyvern core, you need 5 cores to make that. And you need this much stuff, and draconium is very hard to get. But to make a single core, you need 2 nether stars. And you need to make a lot of wyvern cores, like a ton. So this is very resource dependent, and it's very costly. It takes a very long time, and it took me, I think, like a day worth of playtime over like a course of a month to figure this all out. It was very tedious. So, and all of that, that's fine. And that also creates this for me. And then I got a thing down in that basement charging these, because they need to be fully charged, unfortunately. So, like, it takes a lot of power. So, then, yeah, you just combine this to get this. But this thing right here, it was terrible to make. So, this is all the magic mods, which, you know, have unorthodox ways of crafting stuff, because it's not really supposed to be automated, but, you know, the only thing I wasn't able to automate was this thing. I was able to automate creating them, but I was not able to automate filling them. So it takes nether star shards easy. This comes from bees. This comes from a horrible mod that I hate. And then all this is there. And then I had to create, so this is a rune system. This automates runes. This took me a long time. It basically just makes runes, all types of runes, any rune I need. I just produce it here, and I have it off because, I mean, you can only make 1 star at a time. That's the only limitation of this process, because if you overload this, it's not going to work. So, yeah. And then, oh, let me see. So, Necromantic Prime, I just automated that through Astral Sorcery, like I showed you. Sacred Lights were easy. They just required like a totem base, which just required like me clicking a totem, like a log with a knife, and I automated that with like a mechanical user. And just nether stars, nether stars. All these nether stars required. And these wildfire cores are also from that huge stupid setup. And these opinion cores, I think, so this is a huge chain. It takes, I think, 5,000 coal, I think 4,000 and then 3,000 and then 20, and it just, like, it requires elytras, experience bottles. I had to create a dragon farm to automate this. That's how bad it was. And, of course, it just creates this little tiny, stupid opinion core, and I need 4 of those. And I think even those things been running, this is, like, the first thing I created for it. Let's see. I only have 15. That means that I can only create, like, almost 4. But, yeah. It's just due to clogs, and this is a rush job. But this is like a wither room, since these blocks are witherproof, and I just killed a wither in there. And this is just a brewing thing, because I needed slowness potions for something. Oh, yeah. I remember what I needed it for. God, it's so stupid making it. I needed a spell dust. And this thing required a slowness potion, and Roots, the mod, does not want you to automate it. It just does not. But I said no, and used all these mechanical. This is like a huge setup for just. There's one little tiny pot in here. Took all of this to make it, and it uses redstone to check what's in there, and then it'll, like, if you hit the, like, more and pestle once, it'll put the item in, but if you hit it again, it will just pop out the item. So you had to make it sure it doesn't do that. This is another thing that took a very long time, but once I got that done, it is all smooth sailing. And once you do that, you get the mana tablets, which is just filled up in these things, which I automated, and you use a blood orb, which I made a long time ago at the start of the playthrough, and it's reusable, so I don't have to worry about that, thankfully. But I have to fill up those mana tablets every single time. And then here's a nuclear reactor, by the way. It's 16 by 16. Created it myself. Had to design it because there's coolants in here. It's basically to make the RTGs for, like, basically unmonitored power that I can use to create stuff. And this is the soul shard thing. Like, it'll, like, print it and and it creates a soul shard. So why do all of this is probably what a sane person would ask. And this is the final destination. This is a mob farm, and I have it off right now, but, like, using like this, I can make it like it uses a lot of power, but it does make it peaceful, so these mobs won't spawn. There's a ton of mobs in here, like, oh my god. Ton. So, this basically is the final destination. So, let me cue it. So, I want a ATM star. So, it has all the stuff now. And I take the soul shard that it gave me. And the only thing that isn't automated out of all of this is I have to turn this thing on. So, yeah, wait a little bit, let him cook, and then let me see what I have. Alright, now it should work. Yeah, so It's all to fill this stupid thing. We'll get back to that so the mobs can spawn. But here, basically, is the main thing. I had to install a mod to automate this, but it creates this. And it throws it back into the system, and there's some pixel art I made. But we'll get back to that. And this is just another thing, because it requires like some gems, and I haven't. It's just stupid. It's all this is just stupid. Very stupid. Don't like it. So, let me see. Alright, it produces so many mobs it just suffocates them half the time. Alright, so I just killed 3.2 thousand zombies. And let me make sure because if this thing does not clear out, it will flag the server, and that is a given. Alright, I'll probably have to switch to the peaceful mode to stop it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so they're all gone, except a few stragglers, but that's fine. So, then you take your prize and you put it in the system, and once you do, I need to craft this, and start. Oh shit, village getting ready. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so basically I created that, and now let's go this. So it's got all this stuff in here, and then this is it. This is just a diagram of the ATM star, which I made. So it's like caution, pressure plate, stepping on this will complete the star. This is basically there's a room back here that crafts it and puts it in this chest. So, and I don't know why I said that to me, but I just got tired. So this is once I step on this red dot, give it a second, and voila. Hold on. Yep, and that's a star. And not wait, was I think there was already one in here. Let me see. Hold on. Well, that's lost of time, I think. Or this is the one. Actually, I might have. This might actually just be it. What I'm doing. Hold on, I gotta. Oh, I must have picked it up or something. Oh, yeah, it's gotta fill. That's always fun. Let me see if I can speed it up. Yep, speed it up. Alright. Okay. So that was the issue. It just couldn't produce one of those mana stars. Mana things. And yep, there it is. So yeah, we automated it. And these can't stack, of course, because they're super important items. Super important. So, yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, the fucking village. Oh, are you guys dead? Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, I think I just killed a colonist. How did they get in here? That's weird. They're gonna kill all me workers. No. You bastard. You bastard. Where are the rest of you? Don't go after the fucking child. That's rude. 4 raiders left. Alright, where are they? This is bad. Hmm. Where are the rest of the raiders? Apparently my walls did nothing. Oh, there you are. Oh, I don't think I successfully. I think we just had like 2 deaths. God. So yeah, this is a bit of a forced introduction, but here is the village, and this is like Mine Colonies mod. So it's pretty big. I got this is a warehouse, town hall. This is a restaurant. This is a woodworking facility. This is a farm. He hasn't planted anything, which is odd. This is a child. I don't want to kill a child. Kill every child. Okay, so this is the builder's hut. Builds everything. This is civilian housing. They're quite sad probably because they they just lost 2 of the people. I definitely didn't kill one of them accidentally. But yeah, they store all their stuff in here. I store all the food in there so they don't die immediately. This is a mine. This is a blacksmith. This is what's supposed to train the troops, but apparently there's no troops, so I don't know. And some nice little walls that I built. So, yeah, quite big. Didn't take me that, well, it took me a lot of time, but I have all the resources for it. But now, finally, what the hell did oh yeah, this thing. This, uh, this amount of power will last me, if I play this every single day, and use the energy as I do, as of right now, I still, before, like, by the day I died, maybe it would have gone down 1%. There's so much power in here that it's virtually impossible for me to lose any of its power. So, that's fun. Yeah, and you can't see the lines, but this is all the wireless networks. It just spreads power everywhere. It all comes from this big boy, and this big boy explodes, I'm done. The entire base is gone. There will be nothing left. You think that this thing was dangerous, but this is at least contained. You cannot contain that. It just destroys everything. I don't know why I have it. Well, I do know why I have it. It's the only way to store the massive amount of power that's created by this thing. So here's a bridge, and basically, yeah, that's it. That's the world. I'll show you the other dimensions later, but this thing lets you, in all of its powerfulness, lets you create creative items, which is like infinite power, infinite bait, better building wands, infinite power sources, and better tools, jetpacks, which would be stupid because you can already fly. And like portable power, which I have in my inventory right now, it's probably mostly useful because it charges all the things in your inventory. This is creative ember sources. This is just near infinite storage. The controller, which is what I use to like make sure my thing doesn't go flop. This is the thing that you saw. This gives me infinite mana. So I crafted a lot of these. I can craft everything, but this that futuristic set you saw, I crafted that with this. And most of these don't require the orb, which is really nice because I don't like crafting the orb. It's not like I'm crafting it, but yep. All that just create some creative items. And uh practically God right now. But let's see all the other stuff. So we got Psalm, which is basically witchcraft at this point. Yeah. Yeah, all these skulls and it like infuses it. And if I do this too much, it will corrupt the world. Like I can't remove the corruption that it creates. That's not fun. I can't die from it, but it can cause some mild annoyances. This is like an industrial sector that I wanted to get on, but I never got into it. Okay, so Astral, you saw that, and these. If it'll let me teleport there, I think it's gonna crash. This is an portal. This is where the Knockwood is, where I started my automation of it. This is basically hell. This contains a boss that if you approach it in creative mode, it basically just slash kills you. It's not very fun. This is like under an area, I guess. And then Terrible Idea was probably my biggest endeavor, because it was a terrible idea. If it'll let me teleport there. Because the dimension is technically down that it's contained in. It still should work. You just gotta give him a second. I think I just killed the server. Yeah, I think I just broke it. Ain't gonna sugarcoat it. It is broken. But yeah, I don't know if you can hear me still, but that's it. That's basically it. So, yep, that's fun. And the thing I was about to show you was like a machine that I built that could harness basically a black hole. It's not that special, but it created like a thing where like in one chunk you could only spawn in one specific area, which I've used. I'd protect the blocks using like magic, and then I would like take those voids out of it. So, yep.
Got that.